Introduction to using Google Calendar at NIS. First of all, I'm using Nicholas Mayer's calendar today, and I can see that he has the MS laptop cart and the Tech Lab schedule both already showing in his calendar. If you don't see the calendar that you want in your list, click on Settings and go to the Calendar Settings screen. Click on the box besides the name of the calendar that you want to add. Click on Notifications, and now you can choose to add a reminder, for example 10 minutes before an event. You can also choose what emails you would like Google Calendar to send you. For example, you can get a daily agenda each morning which tells you what events you're going to have that day. There are a number of other emails that you can receive as well. Once you've decided what options you want to enable, click on Save. Otherwise, press Cancel. You can enable views in your calendar by clicking the name of the calendar in the list. So if I click on Task, I won't be able to see any task in the calendar. Likewise with Tech Lab schedule. This just toggles whether or not you can view the activities on the calendar. It does not actually erase things from the calendar. One way to add events to the calendar is to click on Quick Add. Here you can type a sentence and Google will try to be smart and figure out what you want to add to the calendar. So in this case, it's going to create an event for me from 3:15 to 4:40 that says School Ends. Here it appears on the personal calendar. The second way that you can make an event on the calendar is to click on Create Event, and then you can fill in the details of your event. As well as the time. Notice that the default calendar is Nicholas Mayer, but there are some other options of calendars that you can also create the event on. You can only create an event on one calendar at a time. And here is the event that I just created. Notice that when you click on the arrow beside the calendar name, you get some options such as display only this calendar, which removes the view of all the other calendars. You can also go to calendar settings and you have a few options there of things to change. So you also have the notifications option again, and you can hide this calendar from the list. To get it back, go to your settings and choose Show in List. And here it is again. The last thing we can do is create an event on this calendar. You can fill in the details just like before. Select your date and your time, both starting and ending times. And you can choose to have the event repeat. So in this case, I'm going to have the event happen every week on Monday until October 1st. So now if I save and go back to the calendar and go to next week's schedule, I will see the event appears on Monday, and it does for the next 2 weeks as well. To edit an event, click on its name. That brings up the editing option screen. Click on the name of the calendar to choose a different calendar to save the event on. Now notice I have moved it from the Tech Lab schedule to the middle school laptop cart sign up, and it takes a few seconds, but now I see that the item has been changed to a blue color, which corresponds with the color of the middle school cart sign up. I have different views. I can look at today's view. The default is the week view. You also have an option of a month view. 4 days isn't very useful by default. However, you can set up your working hours. This is a new feature in Google Calendar. I find the agenda view is sometimes useful because it quickly shows me what's coming up in the computer lab or in my personal schedule. We have one more way to create an event, and that is to click and drag on the calendar. Notice that there are 30-minute increments that you can choose. You can choose what calendar to put the event on, and you can type in a name for it. In order to edit the details, for example, if you want a different time, you can click on Edit Event, and it takes you to the screen where you can actually customize the time that you want. Make sure you remember to save at the end. You can usually double check whether or not you've made events on the correct calendar by checking if the colors correspond. So since on the left hand side in the list of calendars, laptop sign up is blue, it should also be blue on the screen.